Hello everybody, welcome back to Sports Card Connections. It's been a while, but we are back on track, and we have a few things to share in today's video, including continued in our world tour through cards, with showing some examples from Africa and the Middle East. And also Southeast Asia. We have a couple things. First off, we have an autograph card that's returned. And this is interesting. This one was for a contest at the end of 2021 for cards in the 90s. Get cards signed in the 90s. Well, it's Gus Frerotte in 96 Pacific. Took me 13 months to get him back, but we did have that return. We've had a few things arrive in the mail from our friend Laura in London. We have some German Bundesliga that came in, and a variety of those. Then some Europa League and Champions League and more Champions League, a different set entirely. See a chrome Lionel Messi still with Barcelona there, and the 1975 lookalikes. A couple from the Women's Champions League, 3 of those. This one from Allen and Ginters of English player Rose Lavelle, as I said, English, USA, so got to get that right. This oversized card of Francesco Totti of Roma, and so she included a bundle of those. Some of the mosaic from the English Premier League, but yeah, this guy who made such a embarrassment of himself at the World Cup ceremony. So a nice little stack of those, and then some Prism, and those are Premier League. Then this year's Premier League Adrenaline from Panini. So they've done this standard thing. You have the basic starting lineup card. There will be a logo card. These are the standard player cards from this year. I'm always a sucker for color coordinated by team. I always like that. So the backs are pretty basic. Not even the player's name. There's a couple of the golden baller ones. And then just the standard set. And since I really like just base cards myself, all that other fancy stuff's don't care. I just like to get a set. I prefer, as my perspective is as a historical perspective, we're trying to catalog and chronicle the sport through cards. So I kind of want everybody. I don't want just stars. They make too much stuff on stars. So anyways, you can get the idea for those, including Tottenham's strange glow-in-the-dark lime green stripes they've added this year. Personally, I think those are awful. Always like Wolverhampton's logo. So, a good selection of those came from her. We just had a shipment come in from Japan for the J-League, and haven't really gone through them yet. A whole bunch of the 1992-93s. This is the first year of the J-League. These are by Calby. Of course, has been doing baseball since 1973. And the J-League, actually they did what was called the National League before the J-League started up. And so, double on that one. Just all I've done is put them numerical. If you can hear that noise? They're dirty. That's scraping noise, so I gotta wash them off. Use a wet cloth and just give them a wipe up, down. Same thing to the backs. You get a lot of Calbys like this in Japan because they came 1 or 2 per pack of potato chips, and kids did everything with them imaginable. And some of these backs are stained and other things. But I'm a collector first. I'm not looking for perfect. But I'm getting closer and closer to the initial set, which goes up into the high 300s. There was only a few cards in that range. The higher numbers seem to be a little difficult. There's 377. I already have that one. So I got those. The other J-League cards that are readily available are by J-Cards. And J-Cards, so I'm not going to go through each one. J-Cards do a real good job. I got some 2000s, some 2001s, and they're full size, not a little smaller like the Calbys. They're very colorful. And Japan has a lot of professional teams, and they relegate up and down. So the original 10 to 12 teams that start off the J-League, they move all over. And there's other teams that have come up. They tend to have bizarre names in Japan. I'd have to look them up. For example, this is the team in Sapporo. Consadole. These are not Japanese words. I don't even know what that is. Okay, how about Sendai Vegalta? Okay, weird. Kashima Antlers, Urawa Red Diamonds. Of course, they're the 3 red diamonds from Mitsubishi's logos where the name comes from. Kashiwa Ray Sol. Here's what's a Ray Sol. I don't know. They mean sun rays? I don't know. FC Tokyo. That's pretty obvious. Verdi, which is green. Verdi FC Nippon. Used to be owned by Yomiuri. The team owns the Giants baseball team, but now they're FC. So, Yokohama Marinos. Well, Yokohama's a seaport, so marine, so there you go. Shimizu S Pulse. Don't ask. Nagoya Grampus 8. I did look that up. But it's just weird. How about the Purple Sangha from Kyoto? Purple Sangha. What's a Sangha? I don't know. I like purple as a uniform color, but I don't know. Gamba, Osaka. Vissel Kobe. Really nice cards, though, but the teams are weird. Sanfrecce, which you can't help but say that sounds Italian. Sanfrecce Hiroshima. How about this one? These are some of the lower divisions. Montedio Yamagata. So Yamagata is a city. How about Hollyhock? Huh? Mito Hollyhock. That's a trip. Another one that's off the beaten path. Omiya Ardija or Ardija. Frontale Kawasaki. Belmare. Shonan Belmare. They used to be Hiratsuka Belmare. So, yeah, the teams, yeah, a bit odd. Another one from the lower division, Ventforet Kofu, or Ventorfe, I don't know if they're using French pronunciation. Cerezo Osaka, Avispa, Fukuoka, Trinita, Oita. There's a tribute card to Dejan Stojkovic, or Dragan Stojkovic, rather than his retirement, I believe. He played in Japan. He'd be famous from the World Cup. Best 11, there's Jubilo Iwata, another odd name. So, some of the checklist cards are odd for J cards, as you can see. So, then these are 2001s, and a little different. But the backs tend to be pretty standardized. There's little bells and whistles they change around, but keep it about the same. And then jumped up to 2012 as they're falling on the ground. These are more 01s. And then 2012 is totally different look. It looks like that should be the back of the card, but it's not. That is. So, kind of odd. Another, oh, that's Vegalta Sendai. I thought it was another different team. This one is Gaku. No, that's not. That's Kashima Antlers. Yeah, I was reading the wrong line. So, I know there's at least one new team in the 2012s that, again, contains the odd non-Japanese team name, and there it is. Sagan or Sagan Tosu. Okay. I'm not sure what that is. Anyways, they had, looks like the first series in white border, the second series in black. There's another new team, FC Gifu. Okay. Gainare Totori. Or is that the ball? No, that's the team. Gainare Totori. Yeah, I don't know. But J cards are fine. I like the J League. They even had a strange logo set of somebody called Detective Conan. This must be some promotion thing. So it's the same little guy with glasses kicking the ball with each of the team's logos and uniform. These are the few I got. And then a rookie subset at the back. So a lot of research, a lot of stuff to go through there. Love doing that. So let's move on to where we were coming to in our world tour, which was India. And India, when you think of Indian sports, if you do, the sport of choice is cricket. Cricket is massively popular, just not necessarily in the U.S. So Topps had a contract with the Indian Premier League from 2011 to 2017. I've never heard a reason why it ended. It just abruptly ended. In fact, there was talk about the 2018 set, but it never materialized. So I got some 2017s just to give a brief review. This is the format. These are the purple bordered J.P. Duminy of the Delhi Daredevils. So you get ratings because, of course, you can play the game, a game of cricket attack. His batting and bowling numbers, runs scored. Then there's actual stats, games, wickets, etc., his high score. And on the back will be the club logo, similar to the match attacks for football or soccer, same thing. So there we go, J.P. Duminy. And we have from the Gujarat Lions, Praveen Kumar. They wear orange and blue. And Sean Marsh with the Kings 11 Punjab. And just kind of combine these over here. Andre Russell from Jamaica, playing with the Kolkata Knight Riders. They're very nice cards, and they're starting to show up on eBay. Lasith Malinga, he was a big star, recognizable with his gold-tipped hairdo. Very fast bowler, sometimes accused, I think, of throwing the ball illegally, but nevertheless, he's actually Sri Lankan and was a world superstar, played in a number of leagues. The Mumbai Indians are probably the premier franchise of the Indian Premier League, and he starred for them. Ankit Sharma for the Rising Pune Supergiants. Not focusing. Come on, there we go. Oh, well. Yeah. Okay, who kind of wear a magenta or pink and purple. And Chris Gale, also a Jamaican, for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Naman Ojha, sorry if I'm messing that up, Hyderabad Sunrisers. And then there were as you can tell, the basic poses on the standard cards. Then there was other subsets. Abde Villiers, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, great wicket keeper from South Africa. And he has this card, Royal Challengers Bangalore. There are inserts, gold, etc., blah, 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 that people would chase. But the set was very popular. And when you think of India, there are a lot of Indian cricket cards. I don't have any older, so this is what I got. It's just to give you a good shot of what may be out there. Let's move on to South Africa. And the cards I have are from 1967. And they showed up on eBay, and a seller claiming that they were Scottish, I believe. Anyways, Turn Right's Candy put these out. They had a working agreement with Topps because I've seen a 1968, and on the back they used some of the artwork that was on the back of 1968 Topps American Football, which was kind of ironic because it was a cartoon that was shaped like an American football, and yet this is a soccer set. So these are during apartheid. So I don't know that any of these teams exist anymore. Of course, no African players, no black players are seen. This is the Arcadia United, and they're all the same. They're just blah headshots, and there's Addington. So overall, you can see the cards are just very repetitive. This one is of particular interest. This is Derek Smethurst when he was extremely young, before he came to the North American Soccer League, where he became one of the all-time scorers. I think he is the all-time scorer for the NASL. He was with Durban City. He was like really young, so 18 or 19. So Turnrights did a number of sets. They eventually moved the company to Israel. And the seahorse uniform, that's Addington again. So I've got these few. Definitely something different. Usually think of rugby for South Africa. There's one of the other clubs, Southern Suburbs, Germiston Callies. Okay, but this is a point in history where there was apartheid. And you will notice all the players are either Dutch or English descended, Caucasian. And that's how it was working there. So that's all I actually have from Africa. Let's move up in the Middle East. Let's go to Iran. Iran, of course, they just played in the World Cup. And essentially, I've got some cards that are only from two teams. They were done on perforated sheets. And the clubs are either Esteghlal, which is my big giant writing to do the translation, or Persepolis. And the cards are very strange because you have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they repeat for number 12, or from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's the same photos. Okay, then they would come up with another group of 6 and then repeat them again later. And it's mostly the same players over and over. There's a couple different uniform variations. You can tell, okay, this is the same. You note the sponsor. But this one's different with the stripe. Esteghlal, I believe, was originally called Royal something. You'd have to look it up. But, of course, when the Islamics took over, they banned any reference to royal family. And so the club uses the term Esteghlal. If I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, I'm butchering the Persian. But these are all, so they're perforated, and you can tell they were probably sold in big sheets. There's one, I don't know who the player is, so I haven't done the translation. And in the middle, these, I think it's number 26 to 36, are greenback. And the rest have this light brown. You know, some of the names I've gotten, some I haven't. I haven't bothered to ask somebody who can read Persian. But they are very, very interesting. And of course, whoever got them, both these clubs are in Tehran. So my guess is the person who was selling them actually was in Iowa and said they were visiting family back there in Tehran and found these, I think, like in a street vendor. You have the same thing going on Persepolis. You have 6, and then they'll be repeated. See, there they go again. And Persepolis obviously wears red. Esteghlal wears blue, and they're big rivals. So there were a few more Esteghlal cards. Okay, those are different. than Persepolis. I'm taking it that these cards are probably from the year 2000. I think that's when the guy said he was there visiting. So how big are the sheets? How many total cards? Were there other teams? I don't know. This is what he got. Who made them? Who knows? In 2001, they put there are some more, all Esteghlal. They put the year on the front, as you can see. So a lot of the this you can notice, there's the Esteghlal logo, and there's some writing there. So like that was a downsized photo of a sheet or something, and they turned it into a card. These could have been just done by a print shop somewhere in Tehran. They did have a team card with a totally different uniform. And the backs look like this for the 2001s. The numbering makes no sense. There's these giant numbers, 1100, 700, 675, and more than one card per number. So, as you see, I've got most of the players' names. Anyways, there is stuff out there. If you travel to exotic places, look. If they have professional sports, they're liable to have something. Let's put those in front. We'll move from there to Turkey. Turkey, I have, again, it's the Panini style. Super Goal. Now, this is the same company, the same cards that makes the Israeli League. In fact, I got these from a lady in Israel, not from somebody in Turkey. There are other cards and everything else in Turkey. These just happen to be what I have. And these are from like 2007. And these starts off with Besiktas. The two big Turkish clubs are Besiktas and Fenerbahce. And these are, Besiktas is obviously first in the album. And there's Fenerbahce number 2. And I do know Aslan means lion. So that's about the extent of my Turkish. Galatasaray, that's another, sorry, there's 3 big clubs in Turkey. Galatasaray is big. But you'll notice a lot of the teams in Turkey are like Ankaraspor. Well, you know, it's like Ankara Sports Club. And there's the Mexican player Antonio de Nigris, who had died the next year at only age 31. He was released from his contract. They terminated his right to play in Turkey because he didn't pass a physical due to heart ailment, but he signed with Larissa in the Greek league, and he actually died of a heart attack there. The Turkish doctors had it right, unfortunately. And he played on the Mexican national team. His brother played. So it's my only card of de Nigris. I don't have him in the Mexican league. See Bursaspor for these guys. And then you have some Turkish national team. And there's Denizlispor. Sorry, I do the best I can. The backs are quite colorful, but they're all ads and promos for things. And this is what we have for Turkey. I obviously do these. There are card sets rather than the sticker/card types, like these are. Shinies, which the European collectors like. Yes, they have those too, as you can see. And there's a little ad to get the packs in the album. The names are kind of hard to read on the shinies. So let's have the Turkish League. Our last stop for this time around will be Israel. And in Israel, all the cards they have are sticker cards, but I'm not too sure that they had much more than that until recently. But, and believe me, you take them, at least I did, any condition you can get them. Now this is Yossi Benayoun, who played in England and was a very successful career in England, the Premier League. But here he is, very young. That big ding there, they're folded up, they're messed up. Maccabi Haifa. If it's Maccabi, sorry. That's just how I know it. Anyways, these are 1999. And this may be 99/2000, I'm thinking, is the first year that Super Goal made the Israeli League. So let's show a few examples. Nir Sevilla, and his team that's for Hapoel Haifa. Now, Hebrew's written right to left, so that's his name, Nir Sabiria, and he's number 13. Avi Nimni, big star, Maccabi Tel Aviv. The backs, because the writing on there is me, the printing is them. So, yeah, they're all in Hebrew. So you get cards from Israel, they're all in Hebrew. In 2000, most of what I have are the lower divisions, which came 2-on-1. And it was a huge set. It's numbered up into the 800s. But boy, some of these were hard to identify. This is Hapoel Jerusalem. And the two players are Shimi Davidian, Salman Amar. And of course, these are not, I get that focused. There we go. This is not the top division. They were single cards, not the doubles. The doubles are always lower division, whether seemingly most leagues it's the lower division. But yeah, these are, I don't know how many divisions down they went. Here's another one. Again, the focus. So this is which club? Maccabi Ahi Nazareth. And on the left is Fusaini Dauda. On the right is Ashraf Suleiman. So they play in Nazareth. Now, they've also included some big European players and teams. Christophe Dugarry of Bordeaux in France. See his number, 812. And they did logos and things for other players. Juventus, number 740. And they had players for these European teams included as well. So we move on to 2004. You get the kind of, I don't know what you'd call those borders. And that's the card number on the front. This is Blessing Kaku of Hapoel Beersheva. And we go to, I believe, 06. This is Ravid Ghazal. And that is Maccabi Haifa. Manor Hassan of MS Ashdod, down in the south, on the coast. So you have the card number there in the white circle. And then right to left, first name, last name, right to left, MS Ashdod. Isaac Awudu, nickname Okocha, and he's Maccabi Netanya. A lot of African players play in Israel. They also included the Shinies. This is Tom Almadon, goalkeeper for Maccabi Haifa. Card number 374. And for the European connection, Alessandro Nesta of AC Milan. Moving on to 07, Yoav Ziv, Beitar Jerusalem. Big club, a lot of controversy surrounding it. Political controversy. Logos are included. Maccabi Herzliya, however you want to say it. Vincent Enyama, Nigeria's national goalkeeper. Here he is, and kind of, I think, the action cards. Who was he with? Hapoel Tel Aviv. And they even ventured the next year into some more European. There's Andres Iniesta of Barcelona. So next time we go up into Europe as we start to wrap up our world tour, and then we'll go on to a lot of other things. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.